Right now on Full Custom Garage, Master Metalman Ian Roussel attempts to get a 1958 Harley Davidson Sportster back on the road.
My friend Kai has had this bike for 20 years.
The Sportster is very dear to my heart. I would really love to have Ian put it back the right way.
This thing is like old school. It's legit. Looks just like a lot of the other projects I get involved with. It's just a pile of parts.
Well, that's why you're the man for this project.
I think this is going to be more of a custom bike than a restoration.
With his wheels spinning, Ian kickstarts his own bike.
I want that.
You want that?
Yeah. Pure potential. This bike is going to be way stripped down. Race style.
He's just totally taken the hard road here. This looks like it's from another planet or something. It's so much easier to start with something cool than start with something butt ugly and try to make it cool.
And with 2 projects on the line, it's a race to the finish.
Kai's got that look in his eye again, and I'm thinking, ain't seen nothing yet.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I'm over here at my friend Kai's house. Kai hasn't told me much about this project, but I know he's always collecting. He's buying and selling bikes all the time, so I'm sure it's gonna be something cool.
Well, you know my 58 Sportster? Had it for years.
A little worse for wear. What's going on with this thing?
Well, I got it a long time ago. Had the bike for about 20 years almost, I think. It's a 58 Sportster. I tried to restore it at some point and got to a certain degree and then finally gave up because I ran out of A, money, and B, time.
You're not even gonna ride this, who are we kidding?
I'll ride it.
You ain't going nowhere.
I'll take it to a bike show, how's that?
I see what you're riding. Look at that thing. You're outed.
Well, that's not mine, that's a test bike. I've been with Easy Riders or Paisano Publications for going on 30 years. As an editor, as a writer, as a photographer. It's all about motorcycles. I get to ride brand new bikes almost every day. That's an Electroglide. It's got GPS, AM, FM, the Weather Channel. And it's
The Weather Channel.
everything you want.
I don't think this has GPS.
No,
Or an AM, FM stereo.
and I wouldn't want it to.
Yes, right. That's what it's all about, 1958.
Yeah.
The cool factor with this Sportster is it's legit. Any part of the world, this thing is like world-class, old-school Harley Davidson. So obviously it's been changed to a hardtail. That's pretty much what you're looking to do. Just simple, slick, bar hopper style.
just really just something very simple.
Looks just like a lot of the other projects I get involved with. It's just a pile of parts.
Well, that's
There's-
why you're the man for this
Yeah,
project.
there's more here this time than the last one. So do you have anything else for it?
There's some parts in the corner there.
Kai knows what motorcycles are made of, and he's made a point to collect a bunch of stuff. He's got like 3 or 4 different carburetors. Looks like a bunch of different years. He's got a seat. He's got a few other things, but I think this is gonna be more of a custom bike than a restoration.
I just don't want a whole bunch of junk on my bike that he finds wherever, you know. I just wanted as period correct as possible.
This is cool. It looks like that engine is definitely seen some love.
Well, when I originally got the bike, it was a runner. And so after sitting around for a long time, I wasn't sure if the engine was gonna run again or not. Ian kicked it over, there was compression, so it's a good sign. So, what would you want for this?
I want that.
You want that?
Yeah. That.
You want that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Naturally, I'm entranced by this early Harley, but just over my shoulder, there's a police motorcycle. KZ1000, that's a hot rod.
I've never really ridden it. I've had it for a little while.
Apparently Kai got this in a trade or something. I guess his buddy picked up a few of them at the auction. It's a typical scenario. These police bikes get decommissioned after a certain mileage, and somehow Kai ended up with one. This is a KZ1000. Did you ever see Road Warrior or Mad Max?
Yeah.
Well, that's what's going on underneath here.
Right. I'm just not a big Kawasaki guy, you know?
I'm not a big Kawasaki guy either, but look at that engine.
When Ian said that he was also interested in the Kawasaki, I was a little surprised. I didn't think Ian would even want it. For me, I appreciate the aesthetics of a Harley.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
there isn't
right.
much aesthetics going on here.
No? What do you mean? You got a utility box? It's almost like your Harley. You got 2 on the side, 1 in the back.
Okay.
You've got the Harley mentality. This police motorcycle isn't in your interest at all. And I'm thinking, this thing's got potential. I could get to work on this. This thing's groovy. It runs, though?
Yeah. Start her up.
It starts right up.
Yeah.
Well, it almost starts right up. Sounds good.
I don't really know what he's going to do with it, but I mean, yeah, if anybody can do something with it, it certainly would be Enoch.
I'll even give you back all the baggage. You could put it on your other bike so it looks like the one you drive every day, huh? I'll give you those back.
Yeah, you want it?
I see this thing as a stripped-down race bike. This thing is cool.
Well, I'll tell you what. You build that Sportster, you can keep that.
I'll do that.
I'll
It's a
trade
deal.
you for labor.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I'm all about getting Kai's project together for sure, but now I have something to work on too. I want to get both of these back to the shop and get to it. Got both of these bikes back to the shop, and I just wanted to be sure that this thing Kai gave me was a runner. I'm all about this deal we made, but I want to be sure it's a driving motorcycle. I figure if it doesn't detonate in the first 1 minute of torture, it's a keeper, so this is the test. You never know what you're getting into, and I just want to confirm my suspicions. This bike is a rocket ship. I gotta get all this extra stuff off of it. First order of business is to pull off all of this bodywork. All I was interested in this bike was the mechanical capacity, and it's a runner. Everything else is gone. My idea for this bike is to create a new fairing and a couple little body panels. I don't want it to be like a stripped down street fighter outlaw looking thing. I want it to look more like a cafe racer. Pure potential. Kai's bike is requiring an oil tank. I'm sure he'd like me to go get a motorcycle oil tank, but that's not in the cards. My friend Gary's got a bunch of stuff. You can come up with any term you want, a connoisseur, a hoarder, whatever. Not only does he have a shop full of cool old stuff, he's a motorcycle dude. I was neighbors with Gary for over 10 years. He's the go-to guy.
When he first moved in, he worked on numerous different projects, and they're all very interesting. I couldn't keep my nose out of his business because I wanted to see what he's going to build next.
Just like with any of my friends or clients, I'm always keeping an inventory of the good stuff they've got. And I know what he has. Just got to find it.
Any shape is usable in Ian's world. And I have a lot of odds and ends here, and that's why he keeps coming back.
Hey, look at that. Oh, you're holding out on the good stuff, man. That's an oil tank. That's perfect.
An oil tank.
Gary's speaking the same language as me. Right off the bat, he pulls out this stainless steel tank. It's ideal. It's just too big. Well, this thing is cool, but if it was like half the size, because the whole tank should be about this big, he starts pulling out all these different cylinders, canisters, just tubular shapes.
Here's another piece, but it's got 3 holes in it.
That size is ideal.
Well, you want more of these, this size, I have a box of them out in the yard.
The only thing with an oil tank is that it is liquid tight. I think these things are perfect. The fact that they're stainless steel means they can be polished, and what's not cool about that? Look at that.
There you go.
That's freaking exact fit. These things look like little freaking pieces of a spaceship or something. What are they?
No, actually, they were just water filters.
So there was an element that goes inside.
Yeah, early years of water filtering. This was a hot item.
Gary had bins of these shapes, so I grabbed a bunch of them, and I'm gonna figure out what I need to do to make it work. When you look at most old school choppers, rigid hardtail style bikes, they have like a round oil tank. That's just what looks cool. This bike is a vintage style, period looking thing, and I thought these water canister filter things were gonna look perfect. I cleaned up Kai's bike and painted the frame. This bike is stripped down, very similar to what I'm doing, so you see all the mechanical components. I want this thing to look clean and right. I don't see an oil filter anywhere on this bike, so that's something to consider when you're building an oil tank. Any bit of abrasive, any steel filing, anything that happens when you're building a tank and is left in there, is gonna go down to the oil pump and ruin it. So it's critical that there's nothing in here, no dirt, no nothing. It is maybe some junk on Kai's bike, I think I'm gonna fool him. I think it will pass the period correct or whatever test he's looking for. Come on, Hellhound. Let's get on to the fun part of the project. I'm really in a good spot on Kai's Harley, so I'm waiting on him to come by. I'm just gonna start working on this until he gets here. It's kind of like the sky's the limit at this point, really. There's a few different ways you could go about doing anything, but I really see this as kind of a road racer. You can see when you're riding this bike, you're up here. I think I want to be more like racing, like this. I'm always looking for a starting point for all my projects. Looking through my stash, I found these headlights. There's just something cool about them. When I saw these headlights, I figured I'm gonna build the bike around these. So really, I'm looking at this as engine, exhaust, and headlights. All I have to do is make everything else fit. This bike wasn't something that I've dreamed of building for a long time. It was basically thrown in my lap. So I'm leaving this open to artistic inspiration. You know, whatever comes out. I'm not sure what it's gonna be. Bug-eyed, I like that already. Kai's bike is indefinite. It's gonna be a really mellow, old school bobber. This Kawasaki is like my artistic release on this whole event. I like the loose stuff, you know? This thing is nothing but potential. It could get crazy. I want to create a new front fairing, so I'm creating a metal structure that I can fiberglass later. I'm not sure how this thing's gonna end up, what the final shape will be, but I know I've got to hold some material in space somehow. Aha!
Ian,
Cue the applause.
your guard
Howdy.
dog here.
Kai walks in and it's like a beeline, straight to his bike.
Oh, there it is. Wow, look at it. Wow, it looks nice, man.
Yeah, it's getting close.
To see the bike sitting there on his workbench, I mean, it looks great. You know, it actually looks like a bike at this point. You know, there's still a lot missing, but you can see what it's gonna be.
Kai's looking the bike over, you know, it looks a little different than he saw it last, and the first thing his eyes go to is that oil tank. I'm just sitting back waiting for the response.
I really like the oil tank, man. This looks really cool.
Kai's first reaction was that I went to a swap meet and picked up an old chopper oil tank or something. But upon more developed conversation, it's a little canister that holds a water filter for like a purification system. He was slowly eased into the fact that I took some junk water filters and welded them together.
It's kind of weird because I told him I didn't want any junk on my bike, and then he basically put junk on my bike. But I gotta admit, I mean, he did a good job. It looks great. Check this out. This is
That's
cool.
your little filler. I'll polish that so it's just aluminum color.
Yeah. Knowing Ian, I kind of figured he'd come up with something like that. Damn, looks good.
Kai's bike is missing a number of parts. This is the basket case you heard about. So we're just going through all parts lists, just figuring out what he's gonna have to get and what I can make.
We're going over my bike and talking about different things that are still needed. I sort of glanced around to the other side, and there was his Kawasaki standing there, and I just kind of thought, what the heck? It doesn't look anything like I remember it. I barely recognized it. It was completely stripped down, and he had some weird stuff around it, and it didn't even look like the bike that I had in my garage.
So I stripped off all that unnecessary stuff, and it's half the size it used to be. Spent some time trying to describe to Kai exactly where I'm going with this project, and unfortunately, I'm not that sure, so my argument wasn't very convincing. It's gonna be cool.
Not as cool as this one, I hope.
Well, we'll see.
I can't even picture it. I know he can go crazy with stuff, so I don't want him to go wild on my bike. I just sort of need to rein him in a little bit, you know, if I can.
The end result was that I convinced him that none of the crazy over there was gonna kind of come onto his project, so he was okay with that. So if you just tuned in right now, you probably have a big question mark, like, what? Is he just wrapping his motorcycle like a lunch sandwich? The answer is yes. The fiberglass will not float in space. It needs something to lay on. That's all this is. All this gets torn out later. All I'm doing is creating a pile of stuff to lay the fiberglass on. The way I'm laying it up looks like a disaster. A professional would not go about it this way, but I take my inspiration from Ed Roth. This is the way Ed Roth did it with his cars. He didn't do it with foil, he did it with plaster. He roughed out a big blob of something, and then he refined it repeatedly with fiberglass. And that's really where I got this idea from. No fiberglass for dogs. Beat it. You won't even wear safety glasses. How am I gonna let you near this stuff? So this will be a first layer, and the next ones will be put on a little bit more precise. It's a pretty rough looking setup, but if you look at the exterior surface of this, it'll just get more and more refined. The whole idea with this is that it is a sculpture, so just like you start off with a big ugly piece of marble, you end up with a thing in a museum. This is the same thing. This is raw potential. So I'm in the heat of the moment, you know, I'm getting down. This is like arts and crafts hour. And Kai shows up on the shining steed. And I'm like, wow. I'm there working on this junky old bike, and he pulls in like Mr. Rockstar.
Hey, hey.
Say, that's a nice bike.
You like?
Yeah.
I have this Harley Heritage Softail because I do a lot of test rides for Wrought Iron magazine. And so I get a new bike pretty much every month, a different bike, that I then have to ride and photograph for the magazine.
That thing is clean. That's like a pearl white paint, too. That thing's nice.
Yeah. So, what the hell is this, man?
It's arts and crafts hour.
This is,
You never saw somebody make a motorcycle out of aluminum foil and fiberglass?
this looks like it's from another planet or something.
When Kai came in, you know, the bike was kind of half finished, right? I got stopped by his arrival, so it just looked terrible. It's like as if you dropped something right in the middle of the process.
I looked at the Kawasaki and it just, I didn't recognize it. It looked worse than it did before.
The hard thing to understand if you don't really see the process I go through regularly is that it gets pretty loose, so it always looks worse before it looks better, and it's starting to get bad. You can see that I'm pretty proficient at this, so if you want to put some kind of a headset or even a little extra action. In fact, if you want a blob on your handlebars.
I think not.
Kai's giving me the eye, you know, the stink eye, checking out my machine. So I just say, let's put it on the side and we'll get back on your project, nice and comfortable. Kai brought in a headlight and a few other things that were missing for this project. But before we start on the cosmetic stuff, there's a bunch of issues with the front forks we need to deal with. The problem with the fork was somebody didn't tighten it right, so the internal parts came apart. The whole concept here is you have to keep this shock absorber assembly extended fully, but the internal tubes telescope into each other. So I'm trying to push this up through the bottom of the fork tube, and they're just closing on themselves. There's no way to get them out of the top. No, that's the problem. This has to be extended. We were stuck trying to figure it out, and Kai came up with an idea.
But see, because of gravity, it keeps this rod down, and we need to have it come up. So if we could somehow attach this to something like a wire,
You know,
pull
we
it
gotta
in.
Put a rod or put a thread rod on that.
Yeah,
pull it
pull
up,
it up.
put the spring, compress
Exactly.
it, and push.
There you go.
That guy's good, man.
Man, I'm good, huh?
That's why he works. That's why he works with the big magazines.
That's right, that's why I'm making the big bucks. Ian puts a little bolt on there, screws that in to anchor the string, and then we put the whole thing together and pull the string through the tube and up through the top. And it worked perfectly. I was really pleasantly surprised.
It worked.
Ian is a out-of-the-box thinker. He always comes up with solutions to the most complex problems, you know, where you think, well, how the heck did he do that? So for me to come up with a problem where he says, hey, that's great, yeah, that was pretty cool.
This thing worked, we screwed it together, put the finishing touches on the front forks, installed the headlight, and this thing's starting to look good. Last time Kai was in the shop, he was working on his bike. You know, he's getting his fingers greasy. Today he shows up and he wants to do his thing. Tells me he wants to pull off a photo shoot for one of the magazines with the new motorcycle he was given.
I've got this test bike for Wrought Iron magazine. It's a Softail Heritage Classic, and the lines of the bike remind me a little bit of the Sportster lines, and so there's definitely some parallels there that I thought would look good in a photo shoot.
Well, I ain't got time for no photo shoot, you know? I like to build stuff, so I'm gonna use some valve springs he brought in and try to mount his seat.
And so I'm trying to get Ian to set the Sportster up behind the test bike. Can you move the table a little bit back?
Say when.
Right there is good.
I'm in the middle of stuff, so he's trying to utilize that. Could you stand over here, not in the way, da-da-da-da-da.
I'd like to get some... Oh, now he's working on that. Jesus Christ. I need you to get out of the picture for a little bit so I can just get the shot of the bike and not you.
It's like he's running stuff, and that's it's caused a little conflict.
Okay, wait, hold on a second. Where you gonna cut this? Can you cut it on the other side? I'm trying to get him to do certain things for me, like work in the background on the bike and maybe grind something so you got these sparks flying. Hey, by the way, if you could maybe get me some sparks in the background.
Sparks?
Yeah, for some added drama, you know what I mean?
I'm in the groove. I get pretty serious, and Kai is the same way with his deal. But, you know, I could see that he's not wanting to let me do what I need to, so I'm gonna roust him a little, you know? I can give it when I'm getting it. Don't piss me off!
I guess we all have our limits, so, you know, it's Ian, so he'll get over it in a split second and everything will be kosher.
In the end, Kai got all the shots he needs. I get the seat welded in. I want to lift this off the table, put the rear tire on, and have Kai sit on it. That's really what I was hoping to accomplish. It's way too heavy for two guys to lift. So I'm going to come up with a special armature apparatus thing. You know, it's what us professionals do.
Well, then he has his forklift coming in, and I'm thinking, what the heck is he thinking? I mean, a forklift's a bit dramatic for a little bike, you know.
Kai was, I think, awestruck by my rigging potential.
And this is gonna hold? Ian has some very strange ideas sometimes, and that was one of the stranger ones, I think. I mean, he's using these tie-downs to wrap this thing every which way, and I'm thinking this thing's gonna just drop to the ground.
So what I'm gonna ask you to do, sir,
okay,
man the forklift. Hop in.
Hop in?
When it's in neutral.
Now, you know I've never driven anything like this before in my life.
You don't have to.
Okay,
all you have to do is pull this one when I say. And if I say push it, push it. You're just gonna see how it balances. Pull it. Give it a little gas. Once the thing picks up, you can tell it's gonna hold. So we're not driving around too far. I'm just gonna move the table, drop it on the floor. See that, man? You're a natural.
Boy, this is fun. I could be a professional forklift driver. As usual, Ian knows what he's doing. He's done this before. Hot diggity dog, look at that. Wow. To me, the most exciting moment at that point was to be able to actually see it on the ground. I was speechless for a few minutes there, you know. And after all these many years, it's like, yeah, this is right. This is just the way it should be. Perfect, man. This is awesome.
I think the thing that Kai liked most about it was that it was comfortable.
Well, once you sit on it, the saddle is very, very comfortable. You know, it's just the way it's supposed to be. I can't wait to ride this thing. Feels good. It feels like I belong on this bike. Huh, this is pretty damn cool.
It's gonna be all right.
Yep, I think so.
You know, I'd say it's a close runner-up to the motorcycle that I'm building. It's a good-looking machine. You're definitely gonna take second place.
You think so?
Well, things got heated a little earlier in the day, you know, so I don't hold grudges, but I like to stab it back a little once in a while. So Kai's sitting there admiring the machine, and I'm thinking, you ain't seen nothing yet. Just look at that thing over there. You got your fiberglass drooling off the rear fender. I mean, that's got a look. It's kind of Sigmund and the Sea Monsters right now. It's pretty groovy.
Well, the way it looks right now, I don't think it's gonna compete anywhere. I'm still not 100% sure which way he's going. I see the fiberglass sort of like dripping off the damn thing, and he can probably work wonders with a Kawasaki, but it's a Kawasaki, you know? It's not meant to look great. And you know, there's only so much you can do, even Ian. I have seen nicer bikes though in my life. I can't say I've seen uglier ones.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Kai's got that look in his eye again, I know, and I'm just gonna keep feeding him. He's unsure as to where I'm going, and I think the end result is gonna show.
He's surprised me before, and I wouldn't be surprised if he surprises me again.
After Kai kind of tore into my bike, it got me really motivated to make some progress on it. I need to smooth out this fiberglass, get onto the body filler, make a smooth, streamlined body panel for this thing. got the shape of my bike refined. I figure since Kai's such a naysayer, I'll have him come over and check it out.
Hey, Ian.
Hey, man, what's happening?
What are you doing? Whoa, dude.
Hellhound. Take it easy. Doing busy work, man.
Brought you a little present here, a little chain pie.
Kai comes in with some parts for his bike, and he walks right past my bike like he doesn't even notice it. Perfect fit. Cool, so I can get all these bolts, and I'll bolt all this stuff up together.
All right.
But I'm busy on something right now.
What are you doing?
Another mad scientist experiment. So you remember my Sigmund Sea Monster rear fender? That changed a little bit.
Looks nice, man.
Yeah.
Wow, this is smooth. I took a look at the Kawasaki, and I was actually really surprised at what he'd done. Man, it's
getting close.
Nice. I said a few harsh things. Maybe that's what sort of got him to try to work harder on the Kawasaki. I guess whatever I said, it worked, because I didn't expect that at all. I really didn't.
I think Kai is finally beginning to see the light, if you will, because he didn't know where I was heading. You know, it's hard to establish what someone's plan is by looking at a lump of fiberglass. So now it does have a look. It looks like a motorcycle, and I think he's starting to respond. So the point I'm up to here is setting up for the old barbecue. Every mad scientist's lab needs their heating element.
Oh, I should have brought my camera, man.
This project is really just a culmination of so many different skill sets I've been working on. You got your metal fabrication, finished bodywork, paint, and now this new plastic forming thing. So I just keep stacking them up. Pretty soon I'm gonna need to get a sewing machine, injection molding for building my own tires. I mean, who knows where it could go. I want to create a really cool acrylic bubble that will represent the windscreen. And Kai's seen me do a lot of things, but he's never there for the process. So I'm gonna have him help me out with it.
I'm ready to crank it up. Do it now?
Yep. This acrylic dome is critical because that's what's trick. My main concern with this whole bike was having like a real fluid line to it. And if you just wrap a piece of flat plastic, the windshield just isn't gonna be the same.
Pretty crazy, man. Works. All right.
Look at that, man. That looks like a racing motorcycle.
I gotta tell you, man, this looks pretty damn good.
I was kind of turned the corner on this. All of a sudden, you could see that I'm serious. I got a plan.
Yeah, it's starting to look like something, man. I can see that he's turning it into a cafe racer. And I get the whole idea now, and I think I'm actually really looking forward to seeing him finish this thing, because now I know he's gonna make something really cool out of it.
Now that he's seen my creative process, I figure we'll switch gears and get creative on his bike. The rear fender's critical to the overall look. You had this fender, and it's a front fender, and I know you only want to run a rear, and the issue is that it's too wide for this.
Yeah.
I got this fender from my friend Gary.
Okay.
And this is a rear fender from, I don't know what year, 80s, some kind of shovel head or whatever, but just old stock, never been used. Just gives it a little more room, you know?
Size-wise, it's ideal, but it wraps around too much, so we don't want that. We want to have a better look to it.
Just tell me what you're thinking proportion-wise, and then
Okay.
I'll just trim it to fit and make some brackets. Should be pretty easy.
The whole idea was to cut it and to figure out how short it should be, and he just says, all right, here, you do it. I mean, it's kind of like it's your problem.
It's all you.
It's all me. The look of the bike could be ruined if it's a little too short, if it's too long. Adding weight to the importance of this whole thing is the fact that it's the only fender on there. There's no front fender, you know? So if you're gonna have a fender, one fender, make it right. You know, it's gotta fit perfectly. He made it my decision, and that's okay because it's my bike. It should be my decision, and so I think I got it to where I wanted, and I think it'll look great. Yeah, I like that.
The last thing to finish it off was to make some mounting hardware.
The rear part of the fender sort of hung over it, and Ian then had the idea, what if we moved the whole support system back a little bit and line it up with the end of the fender? Once I thought about that, it was like, yeah, that's perfect. That's what we got to do. cool. I love it, man. This is awesome.
It's getting close.
Yes, sir. Aesthetics is a big part of this whole thing. This is why you customize bikes. I'm totally excited about it because I can see it's becoming more and more of a bike.
These bikes are almost done. A few more things and we're ready to ride them. For me, paint is a time to get loose. I like to try crazy stuff. I got some ideas for sort of a racing-inspired paint scheme. I'm gonna get down. Bottom line here is I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where this is going. I might just sand it all off. I know I want a number. Doesn't look good, I'll just do it over. Got tons of free paint. Thanks, Eastwood. I'll just keep painting. Now, the Terminator chose the Harley, but that other Terminator chose the Kawasaki cop bike. One Terminator jumped into the freaking LA riverbed. Then the other bike jumped out of a building onto a helicopter, and that's the one I got, so I think that's what Kai and I are gonna have to do to test these things out. Let's see who pulls it off. I got a bunch of these finishes from Eastwood. It's really cool. It's just it's a candy coat. The more you thin it out, you can get different variations of the same tone green. I want it to be like a heavy metal flake finish. I'm just gonna use the flake right out of my hand because I want it heavy, and voila. Not 100% sure about this design. It's starting to get a little crazy, but the good thing is I could always repaint it. The whole thing with this paint scheme is just like the bike in general. I wasn't dying to do this. I'm just messing around. Yes, Nose, can I help you? He's always up on my stuff. He's always making sure I did it right. Look, that's pretty crisp, right? Loves him some tape. All right, so we got to start. I got a silver base and a couple decal graphic thingers. So you see him coming up with these spears. I'll do the same deal on the front, but I want to have some kind of action coming off the number. And you know, you would think flames or lightning bolts or something fast. I'm always trying to come up with creative problem solving with stuff that's around the shop. Trying to nail this really cool paint scheme. There's an old school painter's trick using a bunch of acetylene fumes. I got lots of acetylene laying around. I'm just gonna turn it on and see what happens. Fresh paint, tape, and masking paper, and then open the acetylene flame. What could possibly go wrong? Back in the day, before there was all this airbrush phenomenon in the paint schemes, sometimes a painter would just take the acetylene torch, use it on the paint job itself, literally put the actual smoke fumes on the paint scheme and then bury it in clear coat. Right now, this soot, if I touch it, it'll wipe right off, so I'm gonna spray some clear on it to trap it, and then you'll be able to touch it, and I'll be able to mask off the rest of the details I wanna do. That's really what it's about. I'm just gonna keep on putting on paint. I don't know where it's gonna go. We'll find out when I'm done. Today's the day. Kai is on his way in, and we're ready to start this bike. I'm really just thinking I'm gonna kind of goof on Kai with this whole thing. There was a whole parts stash I got from my friend Gary, and there was just so much potential on Gary's shelves, I wanted to see it on this bike. I put him on the bike, and it's on. This is a 70s style deal. I don't care if Kai doesn't like it. I like it. No chopper style bike is complete without the ultimate sissy bar. This is just a goof, right? So I'm just gonna take a piece of this rod. It's a little tube, I'm gonna fold it in half. Set that thing up with the cool cat eye lens, tail lamp, voila. I'm really feeling it now. I mean, standing back and looking at this thing, it just needs one more element. Final detail for the mountain holiday. Every motorcyclist needs one. Nothing says commitment like all the details. See what I'm talking about? Not everybody is hip to the trip. It just needs like 10-foot long forks. You're there.
Hey, Ian. How's it going?
Good, man. Got your bike just about ready to start.
Oh, man, check it out.
Did a little restyling.
Holy moly, look at this thing. Fishtails and everything. This is terrific, man. I love this. This is great. When I walked in, I was really surprised at how the bike had changed. Yeah, he may have meant it as a joke, but I was digging it. I was loving it. Man, this is awesome.
The joke was on me. He walked in and loved it. I thought you were gonna hate it. I guess you're into it.
No, I love it. I love the fishtails. I love the sissy bar.
Well, I was thinking this was just a whole goof with these big fishtail pipes. He loved them, so I had to tell him that, hey, I actually built you a legit pair of drag pipes, something a little mellower. You know, well, I built this style out of the pipes that you had.
These are the ones you built?
Yes, and I wrapped them with the heat wrap.
The pipes that he made look beautiful. The whole look that he created with those pipes, I thought were perfect.
I set this whole thing up to be ready to run today, so I just pulled off all the parts I was mocking up, getting into my little visualization, put on Kai's proper exhaust. I know that all the electrical stuff's in order. I'm hooking up the battery, and now the big question, does Kai want to do it? Let's fire it up.
Let's fire it up just like that?
You ready to rock?
Primed and everything?
Yeah. Do you want to start this, or do you want me to? It's your call.
I'll start her up. You're talking 20-some years, you know, since the last time, so there was no way I was going to let him do it. I'm nervous.
Kai is all worked up. Remember, this engine was sitting in a corner of his garage for almost 20 years. He's been staring at it, and now he's looking at it, and it's in a motorcycle with everything hooked up. It's showtime.
This is like the moment of truth.
I saw us fire.
All right. And it actually started up, and that was hellacious. I loved it. That was the moment that I'd been waiting for, really, to see that motor working again and listen to it and hear it fire. And
Hey, it worked.
wow.
That was only the fourth kick.
I was totally stoked. I mean, this is what I've been waiting for, you know? 20 years. This is awesome.
Kai's all charged up. He's feeling confident, and I'm thinking, you know, I know machines. We got to get this thing warmed up. I'm ready to start tuning it, you know? I'm going to turn the timing a little bit and start to get it right, and then all hell breaks loose.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Holy, what do you got?
Nothing.
You got any rags or anything? And all of a sudden, it's like, this whole thing just starts up in flames, you know?
I've lit stuff on fire plenty of times. Something, I'll grab a rag, you know, casually walk around the shop. I turn my head and it's a blazing inferno. This thing's been dumping fuel the whole time it's been running. I whip my shirt off, I'm trying to snuff it. No dice, this thing is hot.
I guess you don't have a fire extinguisher, huh?
I got 3 fire extinguishers right on the wall, and I'm like, I don't want to mess up his bike. I know what these things do, so I'm just hoping it'll go out. And that sucker is flaming. It's 7 feet tall. I gotta use the extinguisher. I puffed it lightly, you know, just a little pop, went right out. Sure thing. In the end, we didn't melt anything really. Some of the insulation on the wires got charred up. It's not the end of the world. We cleaned it up, put some more fuel to it, and kicked it over again. And it fired up again. It runs good. It's gonna be good to go.
I'm just glad you remembered you had a fire extinguisher. I was looking around all over the place.
I knew where they were, but I'm just like, I don't want to make a mess. It's only Kai's motorcycle. I don't want to dirty the floor.
Thanks a lot.
Kai wants a simple black bike. It's old as history itself. It's a classic look. You can't go wrong. I got these vintage flats paints. It's a semi-gloss black, single stage, simple to spray, and it looks great. It's hard to dispute the power of a nice black paint job. I'm spraying on this vintage flats on Kai's bike, and I'm starting to think other thoughts about my bike. I was getting carried away with the paint job, just trying it out. I was getting a little disco inferno, you know, just thinking about the flavor. And in the end, I decided I wanted something that was a little bit more fit for the wasteland. You know, just a little more post-apocalyptic, road warrior style bike, and flat black really added to that. The whole deal with this project was the transformation. You saw this kind of very upright police motorcycle, and I just took it all wrong and made it gnarly, very aggressive machine. I knew what was inside of it, and I just let it out. Kai's bike turned out really cool. We got both bikes out here. They're running good. We're just testing them.
I love the way it looks. I just love the way it looks. It's old school. The general ride itself was exactly what I hoped for. You know, just smooth and has a lot of power. 15, 20 years, this has been in the works, basically. And so took it to Ian, and he got it done, and I'm stoked. Sounds great, man. I love it.
All in all, if I had to pick one, I'm going with the Sportster. It's a little too small for me, but it's just a way cool motorcycle. These Kawasaki's are kind of a dime a dozen. They're super awesome motorcycles, but the class factor, I gotta go with the Harley.
Well, Ian's bike, his Kawasaki, I mean, like I said, I didn't think in the beginning he was going to do anything with this thing. Ian, as usual, pulls a rabbit out of the hat, or whatever you want to call it, and I actually got to ride it too. I figured, why not? You know, give it a shot, and I was really pleasantly surprised. It's a cool little bike.
It's part of what I do here is to convert the unwary, the unknowing, the unguided. Just like I did with the trike, Kai came around, doing it the same thing with this Kawasaki. I was trying out these motorcycles just because they were presented. It's not really what I do. I'm ready to get back and build some crazy cool custom cars.
So what happened, Kai? You resorted to riding the Kawasaki?
I'm not Kai, I'm his twin brother.
So what are you doing right now?
I'm trying to get this thing started, but it won't start.
Maybe it heard you talking so much bad about it.
Probably, right? I wouldn't be surprised.
Roadside assistance. I should have bought a Harley.
You look good on that thing, dude.
Don't even publish that.